How's it going, Dawn of War 2 fans? We're back in Greentooth Gorge with a Chaos Lord running out of that southern position. And it's Mink. It's Mink once again, our Italian friend. And his Chaos Lord is going to show us how he fights today. Expect bloodletters. Expect bloodletters. And he's going to be up against Tenso. Seems to be playing a lot of Commando Knob, does Tenso. And he seems to like this map. Pretty cool map for the Commando Knob because he blends in brilliantly. You know that boy loves his camouflage. But Mink doing the aggressive early expansion onto the 2 powers, I like this. And I typically will node both of these powers right at the start. That instantly gives you a nice little lead on the power income, and it's just hard in the early game to get rid of those points, so it gives you a little bit of security. Plus, line of sight, which can never hurt. See how the Chaos Lord does here. So he's coming over intending to bully the shooters, but this is a bad engagement for the Chaos Lord. Finding himself in a nasty overlaid shooter fire and Commando Knob fire. Once again, this is meant to be a chill playlist, and I've got one of the Warhammer songs in it. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll sort out the playlist eventually, guys. At least we've got some more appropriate music now, and it's at consistent volumes. Anywho, for the moment, we've got some heavy drums and a Chaos Lord that is fleeing. Seems kind of inappropriate, really, whilst he's fleeing. Anyway, for now, we're going to have a pair of shooter boys taking down this power node. And you see, this is the thing, it distracts them for so long. Don't really agree with the heretics running in here. Though actually, Tenso kind of mismicros it. Ah, there you go, they've got the aspiring champion coming on the way. That's why they were charging in. It's actually quite smart. Gets the Doom Blast there, forces off one of the shooters. The other one's in a soft retreat. Actually, a bit of an interesting play by Mink. He's not chasing after them. Instead, he's going to just rush to the gen farm. Nope, turning around now. Guess that was a mismicro. It's not going to go so well now, though, because Slugger Boys have joined in the fight. Yeah, they're going to tear up those heretics. So, a little bit of a mismicro there from Mink. But it's not a huge deal. It's only 3 or 4 heretics. Crazy. Fast Eternal War on the CSM, I don't like that. I don't see the point of that. These CSM haven't even been fighting, they've got 0 XP, they've just been capping. I don't see why you're dumping resources into them instead of getting a faster Raptor out. Yeah, strange. So we see the Infiltration Grenade combo there. Obviously the shorter range you throw a grenade from, the less reaction time the opponent gets. Normally, if you're not infiltrated, he'll see you coming and move away. Obviously, if you infiltrate, you can't do that. So that's a nice little combo with the Commando Knob. That's actually a really good combo to wipe a basic Heretic squad out. Cool. But use it on the CSM there and got 1 kill. Again, the Chaos Lord, unfortunately, is fighting alone. He really could have done with the Heretics being there with him. And he could tie up one of the shooters, and the Heretics could force off the Sluggers and then deal with the other shooter. Right now, it's a little bit dubious. However, Tenso needs to split up his shooters a bit better. No, he does. It just cost him an aim in what start, and now he's using wire as well. So a lot of bread being used from the bot there. But he secures a nice kill for those Heretics, and he only loses 1 shooter. So not bad. Not bad. Grenade launcher Heretics. Okay, these guys are going to be really effective skirmishing with the shooters. The only thing I'm concerned about is, like I said, point blank stick bombs from these Commando Knobs where these guys are capping can just instantly wipe them. Not to mention, if you get into retreat path as well, you can wipe them pretty easily. So I would consider getting the aspiring champion. But that is obviously going to be some heavy investment into your heretics. Won't be a bad idea though, to be honest. I think heretics are very strong in this map. Especially when your opponent is investing so much in his shooters. I mean, Tenso at this point has spent the full 90 power in his shooters so far. CSM not really taking great engagement here, kind of just standing in the open, which against 2 fully upgraded shooter boys probably not the best idea. Space Marines in general, they need to take advantage of cover to win those ranged fights. They have a massive advantage, the fact that there's only 3 models in their squads. It means that they can basically always guarantee that all models can be in cover. Can't say the same about boys. But yeah, with the insane damage that's coming out of the shooters right now, it actually helps the burner sluggers beat the aspiring champion heretics, which they're not meant to do normally. Sheer damage of the burners coming into the heretics, even with their flame resist. Man, heretics are so fragile to flamers because they blob up like crazy. Oh god, here it is. Noise Marines. The dreaded Noise Marines. I hate these guys, they're so fucking loud. I won't mind. They're Slaneshi and I love Slanesh. They're just too loud. Just too loud. Anyway, they're coming out. Now, Mink is obviously going to be quite far behind in tech at this point if he gets these Noise Marines. Assuming that Tenso at this point is just wanting to tech tier 2. I would actually consider dropping another gen if I was Tenso, to be honest, at this point, because he's floating a lot more wreck than he is power. But I guess it's not bad having a stockpile of requisition. Tier 2, there are a lot of high rec options for orcs, but this is the risk. Yes, that's not bad, but you've got to get to tier 2 and not lose your gen farm. The Noise Marines are now out. Mink is getting better control of the map here. And, okay, here we go. We might see a wipe. Let's see. See if you can see this. The problem here is there's nothing distracting Mink. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, so Mink reacts in time. So what you want to do... Sorry, not Guru. Fucking hell. It's Tenso. Tenso had a lot of energy left on his commander knob there. He should have waited for his shooters and sluggers to hit the Chaos Lord, so then Mink will look over here, oh, what's going on to my Chaos Lord, and just as he does that, he could even air move them down, because the CL's not going to wipe the squads. Just as they engage the Chaos Lord, that's when he throws the grenade. So Mink goes, oh shit, my Chaos Lord, oh shit, I just had my Heretics wiped. Just like that, and that's the power of that combo. Anyway, didn't happen, and actually this has been a pretty terrible situation for Tenso. Mink had a nice spread out force there, capping different parts of the map. Tenso split up to try and deal with that, and he actually let the Noise Marines slip straight through on their own, and they took out 3 of Tenso's gens. So Tenso is going to get to tier 2 first, but yeah, he's really low on power now. He is actually spending that surplus requisition, getting some power up here, but this should be fairly easy for Mink to bash. He sends a full force down this way and bashes it, which he probably should, because Tenso might want to do a bit of a counter bash right now. We'll see. Certainly, I think that Tenso should be trying to get out of Death Dread as soon as possible, sending that to do the bash. It's got to make Mink pay for going for such a heavy tier 1. I think one of the best ways to do that will be getting that Death Dread out, which obviously Mink won't be able to counter whilst he's in tier 1. I pray to God that Mink does not overwatch Noise Marines, or he's going to be in a very tricky situation. I think once again, we're going for the combo. Now we see aiming what's that into the grenades, but it's a bit of a fuck up really. You want to use throw the grenades and then use aiming what's that afterwards, because yeah, they were already moving, so it was really just late and it was completely missed. So Tenso's trying to use these grenades well, and honestly against Chaos they can get some pretty huge value, but yeah, it's not working right now. And yeah, once again you see the Noise Marines are out, and they're gonna oh, I didn't know whether to say rupture or rip there, but they're gonna rip and rupture these generators, take them down to the ground. Honestly, I don't know if these GL ticks have really paid off. I feel like they're just bleeding and not really doing that much damage to these shooters. They're certainly a lot better against shooters when they don't have the knob. When the knob comes out, things get questionable. Now we might see a heretic wipe here. We see Ida boys, the Slugger boys, they're positioning themselves quite well in retreat. We see a War come down, and unfortunately they're a little bit slow. They actually fucked that up. Oh my god, the heretics, okay, wow. Actually killing the heretics with the burners. I doubt they would have done that if they didn't have the burners and only had sluggers to rely on. But yeah, the wipe, they got GL ticks. But like I said, I don't really think they were doing that much anyway. So the Death Dread comes out, but the unfortunate thing for Tenso is he's really lacking in power. I think it's only 20 power for the burners and bits, so we should actually be getting that. It's taking so long. But yeah, these Noise Marines have actually been really valuable for Mink. And you know, that's only going to continue in tier 2 when they can get that Blastmaster and cover that central VP from way back here. Very powerful. But we got the sluggers coming down now, they got the burners, they're going to start putting on some generator pressure. The Death Dread doesn't have their burners, so I guess that's just going to go stall. Well, CSM needs to be careful here, this is not a good spot. Oh my god, the direction that the Death Dread just flung the CSM. No. Oh, it was a valiant effort to summon the Bloodletters to tie up the sluggers and save the gens, and you know what? They did save the gens, it looks like, because Plague Marines are now out. The Death Dread doesn't have its burners and bits, so probably is going to take out the Death Dread. Yeah, too late. Yeah, they are only 20 power, so he could have got that ages ago. I don't really know what Tenso was doing. Prioritizing the shotgun upgrade, which, yeah, not really relevant right now. Get your burners and bits, bash these gens, and then get out of there and take that advantage. So the Plague Marines get their first shot on the Death Dread. Not really a big deal. 1v1, the Plague Marines can't win. The Death Dread just ties them up in melee. So he's got his Calm Worship. It's going to help speed up the Plague Marines, let them get out of there. Of course, the Plague Marines constantly regen though, whereas you need to dedicate your Sluggers to repair the Death Dread. Now this is where Gretchen can come in quite handy, because Tenso is playing the Commander Knob, so he doesn't have the repairs of the mech. So they've got one Slugger, and it's fully upgraded, so he probably doesn't want it hanging around repairing the Death Dread. That is not a cost-effective use of the Slugger's time. He needs them in melee, being efficient. That's why you get some Gretchens. Give them the repair crew upgrade, and then rely on them to keep your Death Dread in tip-top shape. Probably going to see another grenade attempt here. Yep, the Blastmasters are unfortunately immobilized, because they were getting that upgrade, the Marcus Slanesh. Oh my god. That is some huge damage with the special shooter and the splash damage from the Death Dread. But wow, heavy commitment to AV here from Mink. Whereas a Last Cannon Havoc, the Death Dread is still in the range, but clearly Mink had no line of sight, unfortunately, so it does just sneak out, and the Sluggers are going to take up the air duties there. Plague Marines, you see, were occupied on the far side trying to deal with Shooter Boys. They actually forced them off. Some of those Shooter Boys were pretty low HP to start with, but now the Plague Marines are not in a good position. They're really, really low. They are very tanky, but man, Orcs are the highest damage race in the game. Plague Marines can't stick around forever. So honestly, looking at this right now, I like Tenso's position. You know, Mink has been bleeding quite a lot. There's the Blastmaster shot. I think it kills one Shooter Boy. Scares off the rest. I mean, I'd be pretty scared if that just... Wow. Just turned that poor boy into giblets. Get the fuck out of there. Here we go, Gretchens, and they're getting the repair crew. Yes, I like it. So they're going to come out and they're going to take over from the Sluggers. Tenso recognising that he needs his Sluggers for combat. I mean, he's pumped a load of upgrades into 40 power worth of upgrades. He's got the knob. The Slugger knob's such a good combatant. It only makes sense to use him in melee, not to be repairing. Gretchen's running into melee is not really necessary here. But, yeah, okay. They're going to give it a go, I guess. They should get back to repairing that Dread and get the Slugger Boys on the cap. Honestly, map control is looking really odd at the moment. It is 50-50, but it's just this strange wave of map control for Tenso down this side, whereas Mink owns all the other side. Plague Marines are out again. Such a heavy AV commitment here from Mink. To get the Plague Marines and the Las Cannon, that is really heavy AV. I guess he really wants the Death Dread dead. This is a bad engagement. He needs support for his AV. The Plague Marines are just going to get tied up, shot to pieces. The Sluggers at this point can just rotate into the Chaos Havocs. Doesn't matter, there's an aiming, what's that? Oh. Puppy babysitting duty, sorry about that guys. So alright, what happened? Wow, the Death Dread just got out with 31 HP. Oh man, I missed that. And what's that? Commander Knob went down here as well. What's he fighting? Oh, he must have just got caught out by the heretics. Crazy. So yeah, I mean that was a pretty atrocious fight for Tenso, but honestly, it looked like it went well for him. Wait, hang on. What went down? The Last Cannon Havocs died as well. Oh my god, I missed everything. God damn it, Doc. Made me miss everything. Anyway. At least you guys got to see that, I guess. So, Blastmaster is covering that center, but I think there's some sort of elevation problem. I don't know where that fired. Let's see. That didn't have an elevation problem. Those Shooter Boys just got wrecked. Okay. Commander Knob getting a beautiful shotgun blast over there. Another pretty nice Blastmaster hit, actually. Yeah, Shooter Boys need to get out there, let the Galaxy burn coming down from the Chaos Lord. Promptly rout them. So the Bloodletter Summon did come down here. I think they must have got nade spiked or something, because they only had one model, which seems a bit odd. But actual legitimate Bloodletters teleported now and nearly taking out the command fight. Problem here is that Tenso is in tier 3, so flash gates look really good right now. I mean, the level of range DPS with these double fully upgraded shooters that are both level 3 and then flash gates with their gate finders for extra range, man, that would be scary. Granted, you know, flash gates do die very quickly if the bloodletters do teleport on top of them, but there's 3 squads, and look at this. These shooter boys were firing on the move there, and they already inflicted like a fifth of the damage onto the bloodletters. Now we're going to see some commandos. Ooh, we're going to see melee commandos. Mando stabums! See some Mando stabums. Point blank let the galaxy burn on the gens. Unfortunately, that was bad RNG. You can't fully control where the fireballs are going to land. Like, 2 of them completely missed. So not taking out many gens there. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. The gens right now are not what's important for Tenso. He's already got tier 3. He's got his Mando stabums out. He's got 150 power stockpile, for God's sake. And only 7 wreck. It's the wreck that's the problem. What's going on here? Gretchen's in melee with bloodletters. I mean, that seems dubious. But it looks like the Death Dread did the job, forced them off. No bleed though for Mink, which is good. Blastmasters in the garrison. What's this? Oh wow, we've got... Oh yeah, God, I thought they were Storm Boys because of this big knob with his hammer, but it's actually Mando Stabums. So they actually nearly take out the Plague Marines. Oh wow, Sluggers in retreat path as well. How did they not kill them? And even with the burners, they can't kill him because the Plague Marines just have such good regen. Kill the Weak comes in for a bit of disruption. Pretty dodgy Bloodletter fight though, they're very low on HP and I don't think they're in range of their base to get their 50% damage resistance right now. But no, it works out alright for them actually. Fair enough. Bloodletter's even going in for the teleport. I think they wanted to try and kill the knob, but they actually chased the Mandos instead, which is much. Death Dread MVP, I swear guys, it's put in such work here even though it didn't get the burners and bits early enough to destroy the gen farm. Nade into the building, shut that fucker up, kills 1 model, end of the world. Plague Marine's putting a little bit of chip damage onto the Death Dread, and the missile model gets knocked over by the passive knockback of the special shooter. We've got double Plague Marines now. Oh, the classic chaos, no brain, mouth breathing build. Spam Plague Marines and Bloodletters. Anything you can't kill at in range with your Plague Marines, kill with Bloodletters. Easy game, bro. See how it goes. I mean, honestly, like, against Orcs, that is literally all you need to beat everything, really. But yeah, the fact that Tenso has his tier 3 units out now, I think he has an advantage. I just would not be relying on knobs, that's the main thing. Because if you get enough Bloodletters, yeah, knobs are going to struggle. Nice stick bombers coming out from the Mandos. When they get that melee upgrade, they get stick bombs instead of the burner bomb that they normally have. And you can see the power of that, man. Ambushing those poor Blastmasters, knocks them over with the stick bombs, kills 1 of them, then finishes off the rest of them with their stabums. Bloodletter Shrine here. Don't think that's going to help too much, to be honest, against these Mandos. No, those heretics are getting torn to pieces, not ideal. They're going to proceed to take out that shrine, I would expect. Yeah. Plague Marines are good in cover versus cover ranged firefights because they get their regen and they ignore a lot of the cover protection that the enemy gets because of their damage over time. But their actual damage against targets that are not in cover, it's really not that good. Wow, Plague Marines really overcommitting to the fight here. This was very, very bold. Very bold. The combined damage of the Commandos and the Sluggers here, wiping out a Plague Marine squad. I'm gonna see Chaos Dreadnought now, wow. I mean, I get it, there's literally no AV on the field except for the Death Dread, so... I guess it's an option, but yeah, I don't know, Mink. I don't know. This is gonna be a tough one, mate. Oh my god! Look at that special from the Death Dread! Oh, beautiful stuff from the Death Dread. Level 3 Death Dread, putting out huge damage onto those heretics. Finishing them off with the burners and the bits, and the Plague Marines are here, shooting them with missiles, and they don't give a fuck. They're just charging into melee. Might give a fuck about the Khorne Dreadnought coming, but I guess not. I mean, melee doesn't do that much to another walker. Doing a bit, though. Problem is the snare from the Plague Marines, so this guy needs to rampage out of there. Stun Bomb goes in from the Commando Knob, trying to snare the Plague Marines, but unfortunately missed. Looks like that's going to be the end of the Death Dread. Oh, what a shitty ending for such an awesome Death Dread, you know? Very disappointing. Well, the Knobs are out in the field now, but they're walking next to a Khorne Dreadnought. This is not a fight they want. They don't even have their upgrades yet. No U-Jammers. No Knob Leader. I don't even know if they've got Meaner and Greener. So they're just going to kite him. Bloodletter Summon comes out. Yeah, this is way too much. Legitimate Bloodletters and the Bloodletter Summon. Oh god, just get the Sluggers out of here. This is horrendous. Even the Plague Marines are running into melee. They don't give a fuck. I mean, they don't really contribute much in melee, but they do actually do an AoE snare, so that prevents the enemies from running away. Also, a really weird thing about the Plague Marines that not a lot of people realise, because it's not really said anywhere, but they actually remove the melee charge of nearby enemies. How weird is that? So if you have a squad of Banshees chasing your CSM and you walk your Plague Marines nearby, it actually removes the melee charge from those Banshees. So I'm just talking there whilst I'm carrying my dog and moving around my chair. Sounding a little bit exerted. Anyhow. Wow, the dog's zooming in now. This is crazy. This is what we have to put up with, guys. I'm really sorry. It's just not a lot of opportunities for casts, so sometimes you got to do it while you're doubling. Doggy sitting. Just be aware if you ever want a puppy. Holy shit, guys, they're stressful. Don't get one if you're on your own. Like, you're never gonna be able to train a puppy on your own. That's crazy. I mean, if you are, fucking hell, you must be like a single mum or something. That's madness. Anyway, Tenso's army is looking so elite right now, but I don't know. I mean, double Bloodletters and a K-Dread, that is certainly going to make the Knobs get wrecked. I think the Knobs are kind of questionable here. I mean, I feel like there's, you know, the only AV right now is literally the Plague Marines. So surely you can shoot the Plague Marines to death with the shooters and the commandos, and then there's no problem for the looted and just kill everything. Alright, I'm still here, guys. Fear not, fear not. Some pretty epic music, which is totally in the wrong playlist, but it sounds great anyway, so we'll just roll with it. Kind of a beautiful Let the Galaxy Burn there, and wow, yeah, really just routed Tenso's army there. That was really well handled. Bloodletters teleport away after they overcommit into the Knobs and the Mandos, and then the K-Dread takes over and shit out of all of that. But the Bloodletters can still output their damage against the knocked over Slugger Boys that were knocked over by the Kill the Weak. Really nice. I'd like to actually see the Blood Maul come out for the Chaos Lord. I think that would be amazing right now. Help disrupt those Knobs, Sluggers, well, basically everything. Be a lot more effective than the Combi Bolt at this point. We're looking at double level 4 shooters, we're looking at level 4 Sluggers. God, even the Mandos are near level 3, so these are some very tanky orcs. I don't think I'm going to kill many of them. Your Combi Bolt. Level 2 Plague Marines got some pretty good regen. We see some more Plague Marines now. So yeah, this is the classic Plague Marine Bloodletter spam. But, you know, it is simple, but it is effective. That's why it is so classic. It's really good against Chaos. In theory, like I say, this can take on the tier 3 of the Orcs. Take a looted tank. See, well, I don't know. Even now, a looted tank is less effective. Now, 2 Plague Marines on the field. When there's only 1, it's pretty easy for your looted tank to avoid the Plague Marines. And if the Plague Marines do get involved, just tie them up with some of your melee, right? But, now there's 2, so that's harder. Let the Galaxy Burn going down again. Beautifully aimed. The Commando Knob does have his rocket, so he's going to try and put a bit of damage onto the K-Dread. We're seeing a... Is that... What is that? Wait, do these guys get melta bombs? I didn't know that. That's cool. They get some sort of melter bomb, it looks like, or tank buster bomb. I don't know what they're called for orcs. Anyway, whatever. We see the blood maul. That was great disruption as well. But what's left? Where are the bloodletters? Bloodletters are here. They're not really taking any damage somehow. Oh, summon bloodletters in here as well. And wow, the knobs are getting wrecked. Power of the blood maul, baby. That did beautifully. Where are they teleporting to? They're teleporting after the knobs. These summoned bloodletters need to turn around. Commandos are level 3 now. But the K-Dread's coming back. Looks like that thing chased off the Commando knob whilst in Blood Rage. Man, the Plague Marines are just mindlessly walking over to the VP to try and decap it. And we're going to see a looted tank coming out now. I guess Tenso's thinking, what the fuck? Everything that I get seems to get wrecked. I think the best option here is literally just to get flash kits with their shooters, their snaz guns. Because everything's light infantry. You know, Plague Marines, Bloodletters, they're tanky, but they're light infantry, so your highest DPS, long ranged piercing damage, that's the best option, I think. Commando knob unfortunately can't really do a whole lot. It's probably going to go for another nade spike here, but it's not going to wipe him even if it lands flush. Oh, it's taking too long to actually get the decap. I don't know why it took so long there. Oh man, it doesn't even kill a single Plague Marine, jeez. Plague Marine's tanky, man. Even follows it up with an In Me Crosshairs, and that doesn't even kill a Plague Marine. That sums up Plague Marines right there. They're only level 2. Imagine if these fuckers were level 4. Now we see some Havocs. Probably just going to keep them as suppression Havocs, keep them at the back, control the knobs as they run in. Then if they use Frenzy to break the suppression, you send them flying with your Blood Maul Sweeping Doom. And then by the time that they've got back up from that, well, they're going to be suppressible again. So I like these plays from Mink. You know, the VPs are getting pretty low now. 186 is all that Tenso has left. 2-0 cap against him. Mink is feeling the pressure because he's only got 102 VPs himself. So yeah, he's just trying to consolidate these areas. He's got... Wait, hang on. I thought he had like a shrine here. He needs to get another shrine, I would say. He is pretty wreck starved right actually. I don't really know why those heretics are worshipping when there's nothing to buy. Would it be a big loss if he loses his Chaos Lord? This knob seems really adamant, but unfortunately he's not quite quick enough. 8 Bloodletters teleporting into the Frenzy here. What is actually dying here? Okay, the looted tank did a huge amount of damage to the Bloodletters. Bloodletters have to warp out. We're going to see some worship to heal these guys. No, actually we're seeing repairs on the Khorne Dreadnought. Wow, the suppression team just did amazing there. Commando's actually risking their life to throw some grenades onto it, which they do seem to do. Oh, there's a lot of ranged AV damage coming in now though. You've got the rocket K-Knob and you've got the looted tank as well. Knobs are getting very low. But I really think the priority should not be the knobs right now. What is going on? Kill the AV guys. So the Plague Marines are trying to get onto the looted tank, but I don't even know if InitialMink has spotted the Chaos Lord. Sorry, God. Commando Knob. I don't think so, because the Commando Knob got really free reign to shoot a lot of shots there and actually managed to take out the K-Dread. Another decent Let the Galaxy Burn. Obviously that would be far more effective if it wasn't for the fact that the sluggers are already level 4. Now the Plague Marines are kind of overextended to try and kill this tank. They're both getting tied up in melee. The Shoot Boys are even tying up one of the Plague Marines in melee. But then we got another Bloodletter summon, and there you go. They actually managed to break free and take out that looted tank. The disruption of the... What? We're seeing a Rocks? Oh my god, this is like a Desperation Rocks. This is crazy. Just to kill a Plague Marine? No, come on, Tenso. Come on, man. Tenso feeling the pressure, throwing down that Rocks. That was really desperate. They're Plague Marines, man. They're so hard to kill. You don't try and kill them with a Rocks in retreat. Certainly not when they've got one model. That's I don't know. That was... Oh, look, that was just desperate. What else can I say? I can't say anything else. That was desperate. Well, we got a little scrap in the mid here. Okay, Slugboys do get forced off by these Bloodletters, but yeah, the Bloodletters have to use their phase shift. Oh, nice little exploit there, actually. Warping out the Bloodletters and then using Blood Sacrifice. If you use Blood Sacrifice and warped Bloodletters, the Bloodletters don't die. But you still get your Bloodletters. So just something... At least I think that's what's happened there. Correct me if that was wrong. But yeah, Mink is looking pretty low on troops right now, and yeah, he just needs to get things onto the field, if I'm honest with you. Only 77 VPs, the shooters are in to try and decap here. don't think they're going to be able to do it. I wonder if these Chaos Heretics can win in melee. The Aspiring Champion is pretty good in melee. Oh wait, no. These aren't Geotics. I thought they were Geotics for some reason. They're not. Wow, Bloodlust is going to come down on these Heretics. I guess Demonic Summoning must be on cooldown. CL's just decapping natural. These shooters do get forced off. These shooters have got protection of the garrison, and Heretics can't really do about that. No, not without having grenade launchers. Buffed up Bloodletters here from the Bloodlust. These guys are going to be doing a lot of damage, but you know, they're generally not a match for Knobs. Knobs really did let them do a lot of free damage onto them, so it was a bit weird. Yeah, the Heretics are forced off. Looks like the Bloodletters teleport over to the natural. It does actually control that, so it is a 2-to-1 cap right now for Mink, but Tenso has more time. Tenso's still got over 100 VPs to Mink's 60. Gonna get these shooters back into the garrison again. That's so annoying. No counter for that right now for Mink. Yeah, well, his best counter actually would be the Let the Galaxy Burn. That would do a lot of damage to the garrison, but fortunately that's not really gonna help him right now because his Chaos Lord is on the other side of the map. Commander Knob's doing something, trying to distract the Chaos Lord, but honestly the DPS on that Commander Knob shotgun, it's pretty awful. 13 DPS. Fuck's sake. That's worse damage than a single Tactical Marine Bolter. Now, to be fair, firstly, you get it for the ability. Secondly, it does AoE damage. So if you're fighting like Guardsman Squad, it does way more damage than that. And then thirdly, it does passive knockback. But yeah, in that instance where you're trying to kill a Chaos Lord with it, good luck. You're never killing it. So, okay. Chaos Lord, oh yeah, they can't get rid of the Chaos Lord, that's a problem. Plague Marines are actually going to cap the mid, but Knobs are on them. This is a problem as well. He needs his Chaos Lord over here to get rid of the fucking shooters. They're causing issues. So Mink does get the cap in the mid. It looks like the Chaos Lord is stalling over in the side. This is a bit of a miss micro. He should have just been capping the VP. What is he doing? The Commander Knob can't do any real damage. Just ignore the stupid fella. But now the Knobs can do damage to that Chaos Lord. That Chaos Lord is a bit screwed. He needs to use Kill the Weak. Then he can stall again for a little bit. Use the Sweeping Doom in a moment. So, I mean, he's not in a terrible position here. Let's see. Bloodletters are fighting valiantly here against the other Knobs. I didn't realise there's now 2 Knobs. These shooters need to get out of the garrison and go to the VP. Okay, Commander Knob's going to secure that, but there's not a lot of time left. I don't think he can cap the mid. Is he going to be able to cap the mid in time? Oh, I think he might, you know. 7 seconds, 7 seconds. Slugger Boys just need to get on the point. He's got 7 seconds. Slugger Boys are on the point, but they're getting knocked over by the Bloodletters that have been summoned in from the Plague Marines. Shooter Boys need to take over the cap. These Sluggers are going to get wiped out by the summoned Bloodletters. Oh, he's not took over the cap. It's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1. He's caught that. Caught the natural VP. What am I talking about? And now he's decapping the natural of Mink. He's calling in commandos. I think he's got this. I think Tenso's got this on 6 VPs. Wow. These shooters in the garrison are the MVPs. Mink had no counter. Level 10 Commando Knob. Causing a damn nuisance with all these grenades and shotguns. Very hard for Mink to keep his Havocs alive against that. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Mink's basically got nothing left. Even if he somehow caps this VP, it doesn't matter, because he has to get a 2-to-1. How the hell is he going to cap this VP when the Knob's guarding it? So yeah, that's the game, guys. That was a bit of a scrap, that one. Lots of brutal melee, as you would expect, I guess, when Khorne meets the Orcs. Chaos Lord did pretty well for himself with the Sweeping Doom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say in terms of what went wrong for Mink there. He nearly won it. That was a valiant strategy, obviously going for the all-in with the Bloodletters and the Plague Marines. It can work in this matchup for sure. I think Tenso might have gone tier 3 a little bit too quick, to be honest. I feel like it... I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think caused that outcome of this game? If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. Do leave a comment regardless. It always helps me in the eternal battle against that YouTube. Thank you for watching, folks. That is all from your boy Torpid, signing